The primary cause of scam in real estate investment is lack of proper knowledge. Now, there's a required knowledge that you need to have before you're thinking of investing in real estate. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be explaining to you a step-by-step guide on how you can invest in real estate, even if you're a first-time buyer. Number one step is that you need to have a budget and know the reason why you want to buy. So before you even go to buy any property, whether it's land or a house, right here in Nigeria, especially in the city of Enugu, you need to have a budget for your investment. So, take for instance, you want to buy a land, you need to have a specified budget for it. Now, this having a budget will help you not to go above your financial limits so that you not buy a property today and then you want to sell that property tomorrow because of an emergency need. And now, outside having a budget, you also know the reason why you are buying a property. So, are you buying strictly for land investment? Maybe you want to land bank, you want to buy a property, hold it over a period of time, and then you can resell when the value of that property appreciates? Or are you buying for a residential purpose? You're looking for a land where you can buy and then you can start building either for a family house or maybe for a rental apartment. So it is very important that you have a budget before you start buying any property and know the reason why you are buying that property. Number two step is to search for a trusted real estate agent or company. Now, before you buy land, please try and work with professionals. So you can either work with a real estate agent, someone who is trusted, someone who is also experienced in the business, or you can work with a company, a trusted company. Now, these people will help you to guide you on the process on how you can make a seamless real estate transaction and also help you to avoid every possible scam. Number four, check for their property listing and make your choice. When you start working with a real estate agent, a real estate company, now you need to request for their property listing and get to know what they have. Take for instance, you want to buy a land strictly for land investment. So you need to look at their listing and know the ones they have for land investment. Then you can now make your choice on the particular one that meets your budget. That's why I mentioned earlier that you need to have a budget and also know the reason why you want to buy. So once you get to see their listings, then you can now make a choice based on your budget and also the reason why you are buying. The next step is to conduct a proper due diligence on the land. So before you even thinking of buying the land, please take out time to carry out a proper due diligence. So due diligence simply means verifying the title of the land that you want to buy. You want to know the document that is covering the property. Right here in the city of Enugu, you use common document like deed of assignment, C of O, deed of sublease, and the likes. So you want to know these documents and also register survey plan is also part of the document. So you want to be sure and know the document that are covering the property you want to buy. Then the next thing also part of due diligence that you need to carry out is what we call seller's due diligence. You need to be sure that the person who wants to sell that property to you has the right to sell that property to you. You have to be sure whether it's a real estate company or maybe an individual property. You need to be sure. Now, the next step of due diligence is what we call physical due diligence. So this is when you get to the site and then get to check the details on ground, get to be sure that the location where they told you is where that property is. You want to be sure that if they have warning signs on the land, something like buyers beware, this land is not for sale. So you also need to ask questions. I mean, look out for people who are living in that area, in that location, and get to ask them questions, get to know if they know so much about the land. So the reason why you are doing this thing, you want to be sure that the property you are buying is very genuine. I mentioned earlier that the number one due diligence you need to carry out is title due diligence. So this is when you get to verify the title to be sure that this title is registered with Ministry of Land. This means taking the document to the Ministry of Land and also verifying it with the Ministry of Land to be sure that it is free from government acquisition. The next step is to make payment for the land depending on the payment structure. Now, after you must have confirmed that the land is very genuine by verifying the title, seller, and then even the physical due diligence, then you can now go ahead and make payment. So now, when you want to make payment, please avoid making payment with cash. Rather, you can use a bank transfer. So the reason why you're using a bank transfer is just that in case in the future, if there's need for you to present a proof for the transaction that you made, then you can now present the bank transfer. But when you make payment with cash, there's no proof. So that's why you need to do the transfer. And also, when you want to buy land, please, if you are buying from a company, don't pay through an individual account, pay through a company's account. This is very, very important. Then the final step is to get your document for the land. So this is very, very important. Now, normally when you finish making payment, the first document that you get is the receipt. But outside the receipt, you also need to get other document that transfer the ownership from the seller and then to you. Because this part is very, very important. You want to be sure that every document covering that land is being given to you. And this is why it's important, because when you want to sell in the future, now this document is also the same thing that you're going to use to transfer ownership to the new owner. So that's why you need to ensure that you receive every document that covers that land, just in case you want to resell in the future. If you're an investor, you're looking for genuine properties right here in the city of Enugu, or you're thinking of about buying a property, but you don't know how to conduct a due diligence or how to go about it. So I'm that real estate agent right here in the city of Enugu that can help you to conduct a proper due diligence on a property and also help you to buy a genuine property. Now, if you're looking for an agent to work with right here in the state of Enugu, just go ahead, call or WhatsApp the number showing on your screen. And then if you found value in this video, please like, subscribe, and then follow along for more. My name is Obalek Emmanuel. I create content like this to educate you and also help smart individuals like you make secure and profitable real estate investments. See you in the next one.